Listening to the Good Morning Gwinnett Show, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, bringing you your morning dose of business and technology, Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Be sure to subscribe now so you never miss an episode. District Attorney Patsy Austin Gatson, the first African American and woman DA in Gwinnett County, and her team are transforming justice. Championing equity and effective prosecution, they've achieved an 80% murder conviction rate and a 90% success rate in drug and gang task force cases, notably against fentanyl. Vote for a safer Gwinnett County. Paid for by the committee to re-elect Patsy Austin Gatson for District Attorney.
Well, good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of my friends around the world. It's a rainy day here in Georgia. Right now, it's about 47 degrees, going up to a high of 57. So that's pretty nice. Not so cold a day. But guess what, y'all? I'm on my way to Florida where it's going to be 80 all week until till Sunday. It's going to drop down to 65. But tomorrow, today, it's Friday, Saturday, 83, 80. Listen, I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying it's going to be beautiful. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today is Hump Day Wednesday, baby. Hump Day Wednesday. I'm actually speaking at a Podfest, so that's where I'm going. I'm going to Podfest. I'm speaking there, and I'm excited about that. This is like my 4th year speaking, and I want to talk about that today, like what you can do, how you can leverage speaking at conferences to help you grow your brand. So, I've been speaking for podcast conferences probably since 2019. I think the first podcast conference I spoke at. No, the one I spoke at first was Podfest. Then I spoke at She Podcast. Then I spoke at Podfest again. Then I spoke at Black Pod Collective. Then I spoke at Podfest again. So I've been speaking at podcast conferences for the last 5 years, right? Pretty much about as long as I've been hosting Good Morning Gwinnett. Like, I've started this show in 2018. I started speaking at podcast conferences in 2019. I have my own podcast meetup called Podcast Posse. And I'm gonna talk about that one day. As a matter of fact, I'll talk about building a community on Meetup.com. That'd be kind of cool because that's really interesting. But anyway, I want to talk today about how to leverage conferences to help you build your brand. I've been talking at all these conferences for a long time. Well, 5 years. That's not a real long time, but it's been 5 years. And one of the things I realized about speaking at conferences, a lot of times you don't get paid. So let me just get that right out the gate. Some people get paid. if you're a Joe Rogan, you probably get paid. If you're a Gary Vaynerchuk, Eric Thomas, somebody like that, you're probably going to get paid. But for those of us who are they have a brand already. So they're not trying to build brands. They already have those brands. We're trying to build brands. So this is an opportunity for us to get in front of different audiences. And so that's why I feel like speaking at, now let me say this, because everybody's not paused to speak at a conference. So I'm going to tell you some of the things I do. Like, I am by nature an introvert, right? But I'm what's called an ambivert. So I can be an extrovert when I have to. When I'm speaking on stage, I have to be an extrovert. I don't like it. So what I try to, and it makes me extremely nervous. So what I try to do when a conference organizer asks me, what am I talking about? I create topics, because you get to create your own topic. I create topics that allow me to sit still and have a conversation. When I can sit still and have a conversation with people, I do better as a presenter. If I have to stand up with the clicker and go from the PowerPoint I'm not going to do good. I'm going to talk fast. I'm going to be extremely nervous. When I can sit down and have a conversation like a fireside chat, I do really well. Here's the thing. I'm still speaking at the conference. I'm just not on stage with the clicker. I'm on stage, but I'm not standing up there with a PowerPoint and a presentation and a clicker. That's not what I'm doing. So what I try to do is I try to make myself comfortable so I can make the audience comfortable. And by me having my talks as like a fireside chat kind of thing, it makes the audience come in closer. It makes them feel like we're having a conversation versus me talking to them. So that's how I like to do mine. Now, when you think about building a brand, right, and you want to leverage conferences, one thing I know about a conference is that they always market all of the speakers. They market those speakers for you. I'm speaking at Podfest right now. Podfest uses an app called Hoover, right? Inside of Hoover, all of my information is there. My website, my bio, everything about me is inside of Hoover. And you know how many people have hit me up in Hoover? You know how many people I've met in Hoover that I probably would have never met because they live somewhere on the other side of the world? Like there's a young lady right now. She has a new platform that she's launching for women in the podcast space. We hooked up we hooked up on Hoover at the last conference, but we were so busy at Podfest that we didn't get a chance to talk. She hit me up again like a couple of days ago, like, hey, see, you're going to be at Podfest again. Make sure we hook up because I'm launching this new platform. The platform seems amazing. Of course, I want to be on the platform because I got a new podcast that I'm launching. So absolutely, I'm going to make it my business to make sure we find each other and hook up at Podfest. Now, she was somebody who met me because I'm a speaker at Podfest, and I'm inside of that app as one of the speakers in the Hoover app. That's the power of speaking at conferences. Now, if your conference is done right, and your conference organizers are doing it the right way, they're putting you out there. They're not paying you, but they're giving you massive exposure. Let me say that again. Most of the time, especially if you're not like a brand already, and I'm a semi-brand. I'm a brand here in Georgia. I'm a brand to some podcasters know me. Like there's one podcaster, her name is Lee. She hit me up like, hey, we're going to do some kind of special thing we were supposed to do. But she's at every event like me. She speaks at every event like me. So we're always on stage together. So when she had this thing that she was trying to pull together, I think Chris, who is the organizer of the event, said he wanted her to do something. She reached out to me. In the podcast space, I'm a semi-brand, but I'm not a super brand yet. My goal is to become a super brand. That's the goal. So that's what I'm working towards. One of the things that you can do is make sure that, your website look nice because they are going to market you. They're going to market you and they're going to do a great job if they're a good conference. So you don't want to have your stuff half-baked. I was going to say something else, but I try to keep this a family show. You want to make sure your website is good, your social media is good, all of that stuff is good. All of my stuff like that is set up. My website I think I have a great website. When you go to Good Morning Gwinnett, I think I have a great website, right? I think it gives you great visual, it has a great visual effect when you go there. I feel like it's a very good website. And I've had people say to me, that's a beautiful site. But I'm happy about that. But I'm making sure because I know people are going to find me because I'm speaking at this conference. And, they're going to go check me out. They're going to Google me. And people have said, I Googled you. My LinkedIn profile is set up. Everything is set up. So it gives you the opportunity to be seen. It also gives you the opportunity to hone your expertise, right? If people that know me around Georgia, they know that I do podcasting because I do Good Morning Gwinnett, and this is my 6th year doing it. Now, I've been doing podcasting for a long time, but here in Georgia, people around Georgia knows me. Someone even called me the podcast queen one time. They're like, Audrey's the podcast queen. And when somebody says anything about podcasts, they refer them to me. Right? They refer them directly to me. So that gives you the opportunity to set yourself up as an expert in your space because you're speaking about this thing. Like when it comes to podcasts, I'm always doing something innovative. Like right now, I'm leveraging AI to create podcasts. I'm always on the innovative spectrum. I think one year I talked about, setting up your Alexa skill on podcasts. What else did I talk about? I'm always on the cutting edge when it comes to podcasting and how to do things. And so this week when I speak, I'm speaking about, how to leverage AI, for you and your clients to do for podcasting, because I've done that for clients and I'm doing it right now for clients. Last night, I'm using AI to create commercials, using AI to create podcast episodes right now. I use AI for a lot of things. So now I'm the cutting edge person in the podcast space. And there are a bunch of us. I'm not the only one. But when I go out when I think about what I want to speak about, at these conferences, it's always something that's cutting edge that's going to make me stand apart from everybody else. So yes, it's podcasting, but what am I doing in podcasting now? First it was Alexa, and it was something else I did too. I forgot what it was. I forgot what it was, but now it's AI. So now when people talk to me, and I got people who signed up for my session because I can see all the people that signed. Oh crap, I got some people gonna be in the room. So those are people who don't know me. They will meet me for the very first time. They get a chance to see who I am. They get a chance to ask me a bunch of questions about what I'm talking about for 45 minutes. It's amazing. All right. So understand that it's amazing now. And that's going to help you in the long run because guess what? If they have that's how I got to speak at She Podcast. I spoke at Podfest. and the young ladies who organized She Podcast had a casting call, and I was like, hey, just spoke at Podfest, and then I got on the ticket to speak at She Podcast, right? That was the first women only podcast summit, and it was right here in Atlanta. Of course, I'm gonna throw my name in a hat, but I just spoke at Podfest. So she knew about me because my picture was inside the journal, inside the program. My name and everything was on the website. I was promoting it on my LinkedIn page. It was a lot going on. So they got a chance to know me. All right, listen, I'm going to go to a song. I'm going to come back after the song. We're going to talk about the second part of how to leverage conferences to grow your brand. All right, stay tuned. I'll be right back. Welcome back. You listen to the Good Morning Gwinnett Show. I'm your host, Audrey Bell Kearney, bringing you a daily dose of business and technology. And we're talking today about how to leverage conferences to build your brand. And I left off, being a part of another conference got me to speak at another conference and so on and so forth. Here's the thing too. When you get on these conferences, you want to make sure you know your stuff. You want to make sure your website is tight, your social media is tight, everything is in place, because it's going to help you build that brand. It's going to help you get in front of a new audience, and that's the way to do it. The other thing too, it's going to help you overcome stage fright. Like I just told y'all, I'm not an extrovert. When I have to be, I will be, right? But for the most part, I am an introvert. But so I set myself up to be able to have conversations with people, because as long as I can do that, I'm good, right? When you get ready to go to a conference, if you know that you are bad at standing on the stage, then sit down. Have somebody interview you. One thing I know about the Podfest, they ask you what kind of talk is it? Is it a panel? If you're definitely afraid of speaking by yourself, but you want to still have a powerful brand, speak on a panel. Now you're not by yourself. Like this week, me and Georgette, it was supposed to be 3 of us, but it's just going to be Georgette and myself. We're going to be speaking. We're going to be talking about AI, right? So that's a panel. Like, she hasn't spoke on her own yet. So this is a panel. I've spoken on my own a lot. Like, I've spoken, and I still don't like it. I'm still nervous. So if I want to make sure that I'm giving the best of myself, because I want people to come on, I think I did Black Pod Collective. I mean, people were just like, I got to talk to her, which was so cool for me. But I sat down the entire time so I can have a conversation, because I'm less nervous when I'm sitting. If I'm standing, I'm nervous. I feel like I'm gasping for air, and you can tell. And I remember speaking at this conference. It was called the Wise Women Conference, I think it was. And I was talking so fast, y'all. I was talking so fast. My husband was in the back of the room pushing his hand down, like, slow down. But I was so nervous. So it was from that conference. And what was interesting about that, the conference organizer did not have me back. And I know it's because I felt like I was running out of steam. So I learned from that. I think that might have been my first conference I spoke at. And that may not be why she didn't call me back. She just made one of the whole brand new set of speakers the next year. But for me, I felt like I didn't do a great job because I was so nervous, and I was nervous the entire time. So I learned that in order for me to feel comfortable, I have to sit down. So I need to be on a panel. I need to be doing a fireside chat. I spoke at Podfest. Oh, 1 year I spoke to editors. Right, which was interesting because I don't edit. My shows are live. This show is live as you're listening to it. I spoke to editors at Podfest about editing, and I was like, "Look, I don't edit, but my talk was how did I get somebody to pay for me to go on a cruise to talk about podcasting? That was the talk, and so my entire talk was about empathy. But guess what I did? I had a high stool and I sat down and I talked to them, because I needed to be comfortable while I did that. And what was interesting about that, I had people come up to me, and the room was predominantly men. And they was like, great talk. I'm just not that person, Audrey. I don't have time to show empathy in my business, which was interesting, to say the least. So you want to make sure that you set yourself up for success if you're going to speak at these conferences, because at the end of the day, you want people to buy you. You want them to help you, you want them to buy your brand. So put yourself in a position where you can speak the way you need to speak, right? If they say, well, you got to stand up with a presentation, a clicker, I probably would turn that opportunity down, because I know I'm not going to do a good job. It's not going to present my brand in a good light, because I'm going to be so nervous. I'm not going to do it. Now, when I'm sitting down running my mouth like I am doing right now, I'm good. I could talk all day. But if I have to stand up and talk and click and point, I'm not going to do it. Even when I've done presentations, if I have to do a presentation with a slide, guess what I got? I got a podium and a high chair. And I will sit there and I will do that because I'm calm. If I'm standing up there with a clicker, I'm not calm. I'm nervous. I'm looking at the audience. I'm wondering what people are thinking. It's throwing me off my game. Now the information is coming out all boggled up. I don't want that to happen. And you shouldn't either. So you want to maximize conference speaking to grow your brand, but you want to be prepared for that. And then you want to network. It gives you an amazing opportunity to network, right? Amazing. You get to network with not only just the speakers. Now, mind you, we got speaker badges, right? So we're speakers. We get to hang out with all the speakers in private settings where we have these more intimate conversations and talk about things. There's somebody there that I met. His name is Roberto Blake. If you don't know who he is, go to YouTube and just type in Roberto Blake. He is a YouTube master. I need to talk to him because one of my goals is to build my YouTube channel up. I need to make sure I'm doing everything that I can possibly do. And he's right here in Georgia, he was last time I talked to him. When I talked to him the first time, I wasn't there yet, mindset-wise. Now, with me building my brand on YouTube, I need to talk to him because he is the YouTube guru, and everybody knows it. When you say Roberto Blake in content marketing, everybody knows who he is. Why? Because he probably got 10,000 videos on YouTube about YouTube. So his thing is YouTube. That's what he's built his brand around, which I absolutely love. And but guess what? He's a speaker, and so am I. So guess what? We'll be in private settings together. We can have intimate conversations about how to help me grow my YouTube channel. So the networking that you're going to get from that is absolutely amazing. The other thing, and this is the last thing I'm going to talk about, is when they record the sessions, people who were not there can buy those sessions from the content organizer, and guess who's in the session? You. So somebody from on the other side of the world didn't get the opportunity to come to the conference, but they want to see the conference. They will have video video files that they can actually buy, video files that they can buy from of the conference. And guess what they're doing? They're getting a chance to see you wherever they are in the world on video, with all their information, you talking about what you talk about, how to contact you. They can go to the website. They can see all your information there. That's powerful, y'all. And that's putting you in front of these audience that you have not been in front of before. So you got networking opportunities. You got expertise building opportunities. You got getting over fear of the stage. You got promotions all over the place. Social media promotion. All of that stuff. They do social media. You do social media. They do networking. You do networking. They got networking inside the app. They put you inside the app. The opportunity is amazing. The exposure that you get from that is amazing. There's another conference that I'm going to apply to speak at. It's not podcasting, but it's marketing. So I do a lot of, this is what my company, Noise Media, is a media and marketing agency. So I'm going to apply to speak at that one. But guess what? When I get ready to speak, I'm going to say the same thing. Hey, I want to do a fireside chat. I don't want to get up there with no clicker. I want to do a fireside chat, and we're going to have, we're going to talk about what I do. And a lot of times they say, oh, okay, cool. That sounds amazing. What's your topic? I always try to come up with really good topics. So that way the conference organizers say, okay, that's a good topic. Let's bring her on. So come up with great topics, but come up with great topics that you can talk about. I use AI every single day. So I can talk about AI because I use it every day, and I watch it every night before I go to bed. My poor husband probably gets tired of me watching YouTube at night, but every night I watch the AI news, like what happened today in AI. You know what I mean? So I'm in there. I'm learning. I've been using AI since 2014 and did not know I was using AI. When I created the first Alexa skill, when I learned how to do Alexa, I didn't know I was using AI. And then when I got ready to speak at PodFest, I knew how to use AI. There was another guy talking about AI and Roku and Alexa and all that. I was doing all that stuff since 2013. So I was able to speak about how to get your podcast on TV. That's what it was. How to get your podcast on TV. Because I had apps on Roku. I had apps on Amazon Fire Stick. So I knew how to do that because I had my apps there. So don't go in there talking about stuff you don't know. All right. All right. I hope this was helpful. Listen, the whole article is on the website. You can go there and read everything I was saying. And it's more. Like I never do everything on the show because it'll make the show very long. But if you want to read everything I wrote about this topic, go to goodmorninggwinnett.com to read everything there. And I hope this helped you. Now, listen, I'll be broadcasting early tomorrow and live from PodFest. So be sure to tune in probably around 8:30. So 8:30, tune in. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, tune in. I'll be doing the show live tomorrow from PodFest. So 8:30. Just listen, here's what you do. Subscribe to the show. That's what you do. Subscribe to the show. So when I go live, it'll tell you I'm live. That way you don't miss it. And I'll be live from PodFest tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. So listen, that's all I got for you guys today. I gotta get ready to travel, baby. I gotta get ready to travel. Before I go, I want to give you my words of inspiration. And here it goes. It says, today's accomplishments were yesterday's impossibilities. Let me say it again. Words of inspiration. Today's accomplishments were yesterday's impossibility. Robert Schuller said that, and he was right. Yesterday, something was so hard to do, and guess what happened? You got it done. Now it's done. It was impossible yesterday, but today it's an accomplishment, and that's how you got to think about this. Something happened yesterday. It was impossible the day before. You made it happen yesterday. Now today it's an accomplishment. So what's impossible today can become your accomplishment tomorrow if you stay with it. If you stay with it. That's all I got for you. You could be anywhere in the world, but you spent the last 23 minutes with me, and I love and appreciate you for that. Listen, subscribe to the show. I'll be at PodFest Live tomorrow, so make sure you subscribe to the show if you don't want to miss an episode. Now, if you don't mind missing an episode, and you might miss a good episode, then don't subscribe. But if you don't want to miss an episode, subscribe to the show. I'll be back again tomorrow around 8:30, so subscribe so you make sure you know what time I'll be back. You guys stay safe out there. I appreciate you for listening. Until next time, my friends, make it a great day. Bye, y'all.
You've been listening to the Good Morning Gwinnett Show, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, bringing you your morning dose of business and technology, Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe today and share it with a friend so you never miss an episode. For past episodes, visit us on the web at www.goodmorninggwinnett.com.